welcome back. This is part 2 of the sprinkler installment. We're going to show you how to adjust your Rainbird. Now this is a Rainbird rotary. I forget the model of it, but it's a pretty common one that you get at Home Depot. It says 5,000 on it, so I guess that's about 5,000. So these can be a little tricky to do. Everybody says on their videos, oh, it's simple. Well, it's simple enough if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, it can be kind of tricky. So here's what I've learned about these. When you screw these down into the ground, right, you want to leave yourself a little bit of slack. Don't over tighten, because first you don't want to break it, but secondly, you want to leave yourself a little bit of slack in case you got to turn it left or right to maneuver this. Now, the concept is, if you see this arrow right here, this arrow is where the water's going to come out. Okay? Now, if you take it and you twist it to the right, if you twist it to the right, at one point it will stop. It'll stop you from turning it. Okay? If you turn it, and that's where it'll stop going right in this scenario. If we go left, and it stops. It stops about right there. Okay, and that's not where I want it. Okay, so we'll go back right. You're kind of hear a clicking, right? And it'll stop. Now, one thing you'll notice too, if it clicks and it stops, and you keep going, you're forcing it. You're moving the head to that direction. So just keep that in mind. You turn back left. You're hearing it click, and it stops. If it stops and you force it, it'll move that head to where you want it. So I guess that's the concept of not having to worry about under or over tightening this. So as far as maneuvering it. So if I tighten this up a little bit, not too tight, but not right there. So I'm gonna go right. That's too far. I don't want to go that far. So I'm gonna go left and force it left a little bit more, and then go back right, because that's turning the whole head. But as soon as you feel that clicking stop, that's where the head's going to stop. See, it stops right there. I want it to go a little further, so I'm going to push down a little harder and go about right there. And then I'm going to turn back left. You'll feel it clicking, and then it stops right there. That's exactly where I want it. I want it to stop right there, going left, and I want it to stop right there, going right. So, another thing. So that's how you adjust this going left and right. Because this, some of these can do 90, they can do 180, so 90 would be here to here, 180 would be from here all the way around, half circle, and 360 obviously all the way around. So now that we've adjusted our left and right, how we want it to start and stop, let's talk about these others. So this right here, this plus and minus sign, is to add or subtract the amount of throw you're having. So if you wanted to subtract a little bit of this throw going left, you would subtract it a little bit. If going right, if you wanted to add some, you would turn it left to add some more throw. So right now I'm about, I don't know, not quite 180, maybe 120 degrees. So that's about the throw that you have, okay? One other thing, if you want to look at this real quick, one other thing, inside here where the arrow is, if you put your screwdriver down in there, this is how you can adjust how much water comes out, the arc and the flow of the water. So if it's arcing too much and it's throwing too far, screw it to the right to screw that down in front of the water to slow it down and to make your arc smaller. If you want it bigger, you turn it left to unscrew it to make the arc bigger. And that's pretty much how you do it. So again, make sure you don't over tighten, but if you need to leave it a little loose so you can adjust it, you can do so. But just remember, when you're adjusting left and right, you can feel it click going left. As soon as it stops, then that's where it's going to stop. You go right, you feel it click until it stops. That's where it's going to stop. If you want it to go further, you can force it right a little bit and force it left a little bit to adjust the throw, but that's what this plus and minus does for you, so you don't have to do that. You can use the screw as well. So, thanks for watching. Please hit subscribe, follow, and like. Thanks.